Hey y'all. So let's dig in again. If you're following along, this is the Psalm 1 book, and we are on day 17. We've been at this for months, but we're actually starting on day 17 today. So let's read as a refresher Psalm 1, verse 4. It says, "Not so the wicked. Those disobedient and living without God are not so, but they are like the chaff, worthless, dead, without substance, which the wind drives away." So the wicked and the ungodly are likened to chaff. And we've talked about last week or the week before what chaff actually is. It's the seed coverings or the other debris that is separated from the seed in the threshing of the grain. We talked about threshing. This was last week. And it is comparatively, it's worthless compared to the seed. So the threshing process, again, involves repeated blows. By some harsh actions, what the dictionary actually says, the seed is separated from the chaff. So I know we are not literally beaten, but I do know that just like the passage in Matthew 7, the winds blew and beat against the house and it did not fall. Y'all know I love the Amplified Classic Version. Like that's what I read. And this particular verse is a favorite in this translation. So let's go to John 16:33. And Jesus says, "I have told you these things so that in me you may have perfect peace and confidence. In the world you have tribulation and trials and distress and frustration." Do you ever read something and want to be like, how did you know? Jesus knows what we are dealing with in this life. Your Heavenly Father, God who adores you, is watchfully aware of what you are going on with right now in life. So our youngest is not quite 1 yet. Be 1 in just a couple of weeks. So if I'm crying that week, you just understand why. But he does not sleep great. So I do not sleep great. And of course, we have a small family business that was my dad's. My sister, brother-in-law, and I run it. And, there's a lot going on. We've seen God's faithfulness proved time and time again. There's not enough days left till eternity for me to talk to you about the faithfulness of God that I've seen. But, there are still hard things and there are still hard days. And if I wake up at night, or not if, when I wake up at night, when I lay my head back on my pillow to go to sleep, Satan bombards me with all of those things that are hard that I have to deal with. And the good news is that many are the afflictions of the righteous, but the Lord delivers him out of them all. And so I constantly say, you know what? Those things may be, but God is bigger and he's faithful and he's going to see us through. And so this fits so into this verse that in the world you'll have tribulations, trials, distress, and frustration, but be of good cheer. Take courage, be confident, certain, undaunted. For I have overcome the world. I have deprived it of power to harm you and have conquered it for you. We do live in a fallen world, but you and I are not still in a fallen state. Greater is he who is in me than he that is in the world. Remember, we talked about earlier in the week that the very Spirit of the living God lives in us, and he leads us and he guides us. One translation talks about moving to the rhythm of grace. And that's what we do. We move with God's rhythm. We flow with him. And yeah, there are hard things, but God takes care. There are no hard things for God. So whatever you have on your docket today that may be hard or that you don't want to do, just remind yourself, There are no hard things for God. He is more than able to make you more than a conqueror. You are the seed. You are not the chaff. You are not worthless and waste and without substance. You are the seed. Oh my, we could just rabbit trail from here. But what do we know about a seed? When it's planted and tended, it grows and it produces. You are intended to be planted, tended, grow, and produce. All right, we'll pick up here tomorrow. I'll see you then. Bye, y'all.